All right, guys, for our first ever Hard Factor listener debate, we have frequent caller, Confused Kyle from Portland, Oregon. Hopefully he's figured some stuff out. Hey, Kyle, how is your dad celebrating Pride Month?
So the funny story about my dad is he married my aunt and my uncle. But
Wait,
weird.
Both of them. He's poly.
He officiated.
Oh, sorry, he officiated. Thank you.
Okay.
When he got his officiating license, he was like, "Oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna retire and just marry gay people all the time." So my dad is just having loads of fun, getting wasted with a lot of gay people, and he's not very a fan of me not explaining that he's a wonderful straight man. But it's fine, Let's go. We're good.
Well, and he's marrying a bunch of wonderful gay men, and tis the season as it is Pride Month. He's probably business is booming, as they say.
Yes, his side business is going crazy.
Thanks for joining Confused Kyle. And Confused Kyle's facing off against Dr. LickaDeez. Now, are you a medical doctor, or is this like a bookworm thing?
Actually, I didn't go to Le Deux Nuts in Quebec for 4 years, not to be a doctor. So, yes, I'm a current
What's
doctor.
that?
Okay, before we start.
It does sound like a culinary school.
No, it's actually a school of jokes. You could find it on your current protein powder.
Did you go to school with Cecilia?
No, but I did know her sister.
Okay. Didn't walk into that one.
Just walked your way out of
the joke. The joke ends with lips. Cecilia lips around my cock. So good sidestep there, sir. It says you're from Connecticut and that you were a mailman for a few months and that you enjoy Pat's quote character on the podcast. Can you elaborate on what you're talking about there?
As a East Coast kind of guy, I enjoy sarcasm. And I enjoy commitment to the character. And I think Pat plays that well. And I think a lot of down south dummies don't get it. So what's up, Pat?
Hey, baby. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm an East Coaster myself. I do say things that are a little ridiculous, but I also believe a lot of them too. So it's a challenge.
He plays a character of himself.
Right? Does that surprise you at all, Dr. Lick?
It does not. That diagnosis has happened quite often.
Fair enough. Okay, so gentlemen, you know the rules, correct? Mm-hmm. We went over them before. There are two topics which you were given ahead of time, and you each get up to 2 minutes or less to discuss those topics. And then once you both have had your 2 minute time, you'll each have a 1 minute rebuttal time. And then after the second round, the third round will be a 1 minute bonus round, 1 minute each of a topic you don't know that we haven't told you. At the end of those 3 rounds, the judges, Hard Factor Pat, Hard Factor Wes, and Hard Factor will judge who wins. We figured this out the hard way, but you need an odd amount of judges. Otherwise, you might end up in a tie. So no ties here. There will be a winner. And we'll move the winner on to like some sort of winner circle. We're going to do a tournament eventually, and we'll have a champion at some point. I, Hard Factor Mark, am your moderator. And before we get started, everyone listening, please open Apple Podcasts and Spotify and subscribe to and follow to the Hard Factor News podcast right now. Do it right now. You did it? Okay.
Video right. Back, Mark.
Did you do it? Did everyone do it? Did they subscribe? They followed?
They did.
Okay.
They did.
Okay. Let's start with the first topic. We did a coin flip, and Confused Kyle, you're going first. Assisted suicide. You in, you out. What's up? Starting now.
100%. Okay.
2 minutes.
So, I'd like to let everybody know that I'm currently dating a nurse. Thank you. I'm currently doing my part in
What's his name?
His name? I'm sorry. The man who hasn't blinked all episode needs to just let me do my 2 minutes. Okay. So
why don't you pull your cap all the way down off your ears?
Take your mask off and we'll talk. Okay, so we're gonna
mask on for nurses.
All right, moderator stepping in. This is good, but we need to hear some of Confused Kyle stuff.
Okay, so
essential workers. Essential workers.
Yes. Okay, can I get to my point? Okay, so technology advances are keeping people alive too much. And if we're talking about an actual, like, in 2015, the actual, like death rate as far as, like, somebody, like, expected to die was 72. 100 years ago, it was 54. So we're keeping it alive for people way too long. And if people are going to say, oh, this is a mental health issue, they can't make a decision themselves, then why aren't we either helping mental health issues, or on top of that, why can't we allow people to make that choice for themselves? If we're doing it for pets, we should be able to be doing it for people who just said, you know what, this isn't for me. That a lot of people, they have hard times, they don't know how to get out of a struggling situation, or they're dying. I see you shaking your head. It's fine. You get your 2 minutes.
Was that a coherent thought? Did we have one coherent thought?
Yeah, we did. We should be able to kill people.
30 seconds.
If they want to die because circumstances that they should be able to make that decision.
Okay.
So,
All right. Kyle, you have 10 seconds. You want to wrap it up? You good?
I'm good. I'm
all right.
straight, man.
All right. Kyle has spoken, and now, Doctor, you got 2 minutes.
All
this
right,
is right up
listen,
this is right up your alley. You're a doctor. You should nail this out of the park.
Yeah, good for business.
I'll try to blink more for what's his name over there. But listen, we all know that people who commit suicide are selfish, right? So why should we have to help them do that? They should do it themselves. It's the same way with me. Like, listen, I couldn't touch my trust fund until I was 30 years old. 30 years old, I had to wait to touch my trust fund, okay? And I had to go to a private, liberal arts college and, you know, figure life out on myself. Did I play hockey? Yes. Did I, you know, go to college and learn how to do some kind of thing? Yes. I had to pick myself up, all right? Now, if you want to kill yourself, you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and you got to do it yourself. You can't be asking everybody. We already pay enough taxes, all right? And I know incoherent Kyle, or what's his name, you know, he said something about something, but he didn't really name any kind of like side whatsoever. And here's another thing too, all right? Because of what we're dealing with right now, you got to think about the first responders. If you're going to kill yourself, I don't want to see a gunshot to the head. Who wants to see that? You want to be a first responder seeing brains all over the place? Fuck that, dude. You got to fucking, like...
20 seconds.
You got to take pills. You got to hang yourself while you're jerking off. You got to do something that, like, you have to think about other people before you kill yourself. And in answer to incoherent Kyle's response...
Time. All right. Kyle, 1 minute rebuttal.
Hold on, I'm trying to unmute Kyle. He's muted.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. It's too fucking dumb to work the internet.
All right, Kyle, 1 minute rebuttal.
Let's just get that out of the way. Someone who said that he loved me and he is really excited to do this debate before this. Really nice. Also, I don't think you understand what the question was. It's called assisted suicide. These people are choosing to make that choice. It's under doctor supervision, and people are actually going to make that choice themselves, as they do in any other situation. So blowing their brains out and you having to play hockey doesn't make any fucking sense. So I'm sorry. So
you need to listen to the rebuttal before you say anything.
Okay, but I'm saying assisted suicide is a medical situation. That's all I'm saying.
So all right. You want to pay for
10
that?
10 seconds. Are you good, Kyle?
That's my point. I'm just
all right. 1 minute here, doctor. Go ahead.
All right. I'm just going to look like Kyle.
He is staring. He's staring blankly for
just staring
you guys
at
who are listening at home.
This is mostly a radio show, but yeah.
This is a look of someone that could potentially need an assisted suicide.
He looks like he was watching a politician's speech.
It was a vegetable stare is how I would describe that.
Would you like to relent your 30 seconds, Dr. LickaDeez? Are you?
He's a fucking dummy. How am I even paired with this dummy? This is ridiculous.
There's the rebuttal. Okay.
Well,
all
right.
That is pretty action-packed round one. We're only a third of the way through here.
Wow.
Round two, we're going to start with the doctor. See, that's how we do it here. We switch it up. And doctor, should private social media companies like Twitter and Facebook, for example, be allowed to censor people? 2 minutes. Go.
All right. Well, the first thing, boys, and that's a great question. It definitely hits very close to me. because my independently wealthy wife who sells homemade products online can't even get more than 2 to 3 likes on her dandelion fucking organic face wash, right? So it's already very, biased against us conservatives, us Republicans from the Northeast, from Connecticut, who actually try to do something with it. And don't get me started with Trump, because Trump is just the iceberg. As we all know, fact checking, we're going to fact check? Who's going to fact check? All right? That just means left-wing nonsense, okay? What are they going to do? Scientific studies, check data. Give me a break. You know, who comes up with these? Who comes up with these facts? Okay, us Republicans, we all know. Facts are based on feelings and prior knowledge. Okay,
Don't let me do this to them, boys. Don't let me do this to them. Let them die.
Oh, don't
I'm muting
even.
you, Kyle.
40 seconds, doctor.
I want my 10 seconds back. So if Twitter wants to check facts, well, they better think that our president and our conservative leaders, their feelings are actually facts in our book. So what up?
All right, doctor. All right, can we unmute Confused Kyle, Pat?
Yeah,
Perfect. Confused Kyle, 2 minutes. Same questions. Should private companies be allowed to censor?
Well, apparently I'm the dummy when the person who said facts are feelings doesn't make really a lot of sense. But yeah, so we're talking about somebody who's talked about trust funds and his independently wealthy wife, complaining that she can't get likes on her Instagram. I think there's a bigger issue here, boys. There is currently
Sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing life. But the problem is, I don't know if anyone caught up on what happened last night, but no one knows where a lot of those protesters are in DC right now. And that's because they literally blacked out the internet and communications with people in DC. I'm currently talking to somebody in DC right now who said that they heard a loud boom around 2 a.m, but they don't actually know what's going on, and shit actually went down. So
a loud boom?
Are you breaking that there's missing people in DC on the show right now?
You're talking about a loud boom?
I'm gonna send you so much shit. Hold on, doctor. Lick these nuts.
I'm muting doctor.
You meet the doctor.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
You got a minute. You still have a minute. You still have a full minute.
So the fact that the government shut down communications in DC to silence protesters is the exact reason why we're having this conversation. I don't understand why we're even having it.
So do you think that
Twitter.
do you think Twitter and Facebook should be allowed to censor or not?
No,
Okay.
of course not.
Is that you have 20 seconds? Are you good?
Yeah,
Or you relent to 20 seconds?
If we're talking about free speech, it should be free speech. Why are we?
So you guys agree, just for different reasons. I see.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's dumb thinking that he needs to get a like on his wife's Instagram post, but you need to be able to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So-
All right.
Okay.
Let's go to the rebuttal round. If you could please unfreeze doctor. You have a minute.
Doctor's
You have
gotta unmute himself.
unmute doctor here.
There you go.
There we go. You got a minute, doctor. Do you have any rebuttals for? You kind of agreed. Do you want to talk about the DC people or anything?
No, I don't want to touch on that subject, actually, boys, but I do want to touch on my wife's soap. This soap is good soap. It's made from
Shut
dandelion.
the fucking plug. Get the fuck off of here, dude. Jesus Christ. This is a goddamn show. It's a debate. What the fuck are you doing?
Wait, we got to mute Kyle. 30 seconds, doctor.
All right, Kyle.
What's
We
the
need to hear.
soap like,
We need to hear more
doctor?
about this soap.
All right. Well, listen. Unfortunately, my competitor doesn't get what's it called? Oh wait, yeah, no, never mind. Anyways, so I would like to, just take this time to shout out my boys at the moving company, Prison Dan, Slim Tim, all my boys out there at the moving company. Bring it up.
Oh, that's the timer. That's the
All right,
timer.
That's the time. Unmute Kyle.
Tough day of work at that moving company. All right, unmute Kyle, please. 1 minute rebuttal.
I
Kyle,
don't know. I don't know if I can rebuttal shout outs. I do apologize I have a burn on my finger, so for the viewers watching that, but
did you
I think
burn
you guys are
yourself in
clowns.
anger?
No, that was
Oh.
a whole different story. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
Oh, it was hideous. I saw it. Disgusting.
I know it was bad, but I don't understand. I don't know if this man's trolling because he did say that he loved me and he wanted me to have a good debate, and I don't think he's even debated anything that I said. It's a lot of just.
I can't debate anything you said, and I do love you.
No daps.
What do you mean no
20,
daps?
20
All
seconds,
right,
Kyle.
all right.
You have a chance to
No
steal
daps
here.
then.
Kyle, don't let your emotions get the best of you. You have a chance to steal. 20 seconds.
Okay. The fact that somebody is pushing so hard for a very mediocre D's nuts joke needs to just not even have a competition with it.
Okay. There you go. All right, guys. This has been a
that was round
pretty good.
2.
That was round 2. Look,
Wow.
it's been pretty close in my opinion, but I'm not a judge, and I don't want to sway the judges, so I'll just keep my mouth shut.
I'm taking copious notes. Over
yeah,
here.
I see that, Will.
I got some follow-up questions too for you.
Okay.
Absolutely. No, we're going to give the judges some time, but we have one last 1 minute round each. Kyle, you're going to go first. What are your thoughts on Chick-fil-A not being open on Sunday? What's up with that? You okay with that or not? 1 minute.
I have a gallon jug of Chick-fil-A sweet tea right here.
And I want to point out that the contestants did not know this question ahead of time. He literally has a gallon jug of sweet tea.
The man just
Well, I would say he's qualified to answer this question. Then.
Okay.
So, 45 seconds.
As a Chick-fil-A connoisseur, 30-piece nuggets all the way. They get allowed to do whatever they want. You know, like they have political stances that some people don't agree with, and some people choose to boycott, and that's their choice. But if somebody or if a company is willing to do their to put their values on the table, they can do that. You know, like In-N-Out. I don't know if you guys have been to In-N-Out. It's a West Coast thing. Sorry. Underneath the cups, they have John 3:16 underneath. That's a religious stance that I may or may not agree
No, that's
with.
Austin
No,
3:16.
that's Stone Cold Steve.
Austin
very
3:16. That's
different.
incorrect. That's
very different. Yeah, sorry.
Austin 3:16.
Whichever
We
one.
normally don't interrupt, but when you start making false comments about
Yeah, it's
wrestlers on
Austin
the show-
3:16. We have some in Texas.
How am I supposed to debate that?
All right, but you have 10
This man
seconds,
just
Kyle.
questioned everything that I said, but doesn't say anything and says that he's a rich person. I don't understand what's the debate here.
Good closing. Good closing. I like it. All right, Doctor, you got 1 minute, and then this debate's over. Go.
All right. Well, listen, obviously, my combatant is a frequent caller, and I really enjoy his scatterbrained voicemails. I think that he is, one of the best contributors to the station. And I'm sorry that I just had to mentally put him in a fucking headlock and beat the shit out of him tonight. But if he wants to learn like anything about anything, I'll help him. I can tutor him. And that's what I'll do. And by the way, Chick-fil-A, it's not that great. It's not.
Get
Like,
this man
I don't
out
know.
of the fucking chat. Come on, guys, let's go.
10 seconds. You're good.
But should they be allowed to stay closed on Sundays? We need that.
Yes, absolutely. That's
Okay.
called fucking capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with that, end the debate. End scene. Okay, guys. The moderator's passing it over to the judges.
Wow.
Pat, Will, Wes, take it
Will,
away.
can you take us through it?
Yeah. Okay. So you guys want to go round by round here?
Round by round.
Sure. Okay. First round was the assisted suicide, and Kyle, you have somewhat of a Thanos type approach to this one, where anybody who wants to exit the world should be allowed to because we're overpopulated. Okay, interesting. And the doctor says you got to do it yourself, but you can't do it with a gunshot. So,
Right.
Which
I wanted to.
But hold on, I have a question. Assisted suicide is supposed to be medically given.
It's an assist. It's someone
Well,
else.
right,
Correct,
but
yeah.
doctor's saying it's not an option. Shouldn't be.
So
an option.
I'm against it, dummy.
So
we're going to mute you guys real
what's
quick.
with the no
The
gunshots?
debate's over. We're muting the debaters.
Yeah,
Was
mute
it-
the debate.
what's up with the no gunshots though, doctor? I don't.
I'm muting the doctor.
Unmute the doctor.
It's
There
just
you
it's just a messiness thing.
It's it's a courtesy
yeah,
to
it's
the
a
workers.
messy. It's disgusting. It's gross. No first responder wants to see that. Okay, Sandy Hook.
Oh, he's saying, okay, to be kind to the first responders, don't make a mess. It's already selfish enough that you're killing yourself. Now you're making a mess, which is unkind.
I'm going to moderate it to one question a person. All right, Will's got his question. Wes, you have any questions?
You know, I'm not sure I have any questions. I kind of like, you know, I mean, I hope that assisted suicide, that's kind of the way I plan on going out when I'm older. So I'm going to have to, you know, are we giving our judgments here?
We will after Pat goes, but
okay. Yeah.
You're letting bias creep in there.
Well, I know it's just what I agree with. As far as the argument goes, Kyle, I'm sorry, Dr. LickaDeez kind of said that he said it was selfish, but then he also told people how to do it. It's a little contradiction there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, that's all I got to say on that one.
Pat, you got any questions?
I don't have any questions necessarily. I guess I got to say, no, I'm ready to judge. I'm ready to make my judgment.
Okay, go ahead. You start it off, Pat.
All right, let me say this. I do really appreciate Dr. LickaDeez's stick-to-itiveness when it comes to doing it yourself. I'm a DIY guy myself. I really appreciate that. I appreciate not putting the burden on another human, especially with something as serious as taking a life, right? It's like, if you want to die, you better figure out how to do it yourself. Now, on the other hand, there are situations where people are in serious pain, right? They can't move. They can't get to a gun. They can't get to a needle. They can't get to a pill. So
you're referring to like the butterfly syndrome where you can only blink, like
exactly. So strong
They
argument.
could get to a bridge though.
No, they can't because they're paralyzed. I got to give it to Confused Kyle on this one.
Oh,
Wes.
I tend to agree with what Pat said about people. A lot of people not being able to do it themselves. I've seen a lot of people in pain that have requested that it's done for them, and I think they should have the right to do so. And
that's how you want to go.
And that's how I want to go.
So
that's
this
well,
one.
Hopefully,
I'm looking forward to it one day.
Yep,
Got it.
Yep.
Well,
this one, the sides were very, very, very far apart, complete opposites. And the only reason I'm going with Kyle on this one is because the inconsistencies in the doctor's argument. I thought that he had some caveats that did not stack up to the Thanos argument. So
okay, so sweeping, Kyle wins the first round. I would like to say, judges, you can judge however you like, but with Pat and Wes, I just want to say that Will actually listened to the debate and gave it to the winner, where Pat said there are a lot of people in pain, but Kyle didn't mention that. He didn't mention, well, what if you can't do it yourself? So,
no,
then Wes is biased. I just like to mention that maybe you should judge on the debate.
I feel like
round two. Will seemed like he had specifics, but Kyle wins round one.
I like both of our debaters. Neither made a coherent argument, so I'm trying to figure out what I can do.
I thought they both won round one. Let's go to round two. Let's start with Pat this time.
We'll be quicker. Yeah.
Let's start with Pat this time. We'll end with Will.
I'm going with Dr.
No.
LickaDeez.
Do you want to ask? Questions?
I don't. Okay. No. I'm going with Dr. LickaDeez nuts here, specifically because his wife's dandelion shampoo or soap sounds awesome, and I want to try it. And I get what it's like to be in a situation where you're making a sweet homeopathic product and you're trying to get it out there, and the liberal lefties are shutting you down and censoring you just because your product hasn't been evaluated by the FDA. Not cool.
One vote for the doctor. Wes?
Well, it seems like they both, were for freedom of speech. LickaDeez doesn't trust anyone to do the fact checking, is what I understood from his argument, and
feelings checking.
Yeah, and confused. Yeah, and feelings are facts, which is in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. And Kyle is just against censoring all speech. I'm gonna have to give it to LickaDeez because I like the way he called Kyle a dummy. I really enjoyed that. It's one of my favorite insults.
Kyle wants to unmute here. Well, gonna give it a chance.
Something to say. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just say that
pull your hat over your head. You can't even speak. You look like a fucking dummy. You look like a fucking dummy. Just put the fucking hat.
All right, mute them both. Pat, can you mute them? Pat, can you mute them both? Can you mute them both, please?
Sorry. Well,
can you mute them both?
All I'm saying is voting for this man because he's making a joke out of this debate is a really bad first debate for you guys.
Okay. Well,
mute Kyle.
No.
Sorry, Kyle.
Kyle's been muted.
Have you ever used dandelion soap?
Hold on.
Ever used dandelion soap?
Guys, it's my turn. I'm ending the round. Okay. And Kyle, you guys agreed on this one, and you had a pretty good explanation that protesters could organize better if there was no fact checking. But the capitalist selling of hand soap from the doctor, I mean, that's just going to win. Capitalism wins here.
Yeah.
So.
It's even 1 round to 1. I would like to say that all things talked about on the show are trademarked by us. Your ideas are our ideas. So facts or feelings is probably going to be a bumper sticker shirt of ours, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, Doctor. So
I think
let's go to the
feelings are facts.
Yeah, either way, any variation of it is now our property. Third round, final round. Wes, why don't you start this third round? This was the Chick-fil-A Open on Sunday. They both agreed, and
right.
Go for it.
Well, yeah, they both agree they can do whatever the fuck they want. Kyle is a fan of Chick-fil-A. LickaDeez said he hates Chick-fil-A, which is a terrible take. Chick-fil-A is delicious, and that's why I'm going to give it to Kyle on this one.
All right, we're going to go with Will next.
Wow. All right. I'm going with LickaDeez on this because look, Kyle's stance as a big-time corporate rights guy is very surprising to me, and I feel like that was a little bit shielded by his love for Chick-fil-A, and so I felt like maybe not as much of a matchup with the other answers, but this was right up Doctor's alley again.
Okay. Well, this is fantastic. The
Oh.
very last vote. It comes down to the very last vote. Huh.
Which character you gonna play, Pat?
All right, wait. Should we give both contestants a chance to argue?
Unmute them for a second here.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are on mute. Make sure you hit unmute on your end.
Yeah. Hit unmute, guys, and just start screaming.
I'm gonna
for
let
10
him
seconds.
speak because he's gonna yell at me in a second. So just go.
Okay.
Say what you have to say.
Come on, Pat. You know I had your back on Twitter.
Yeah. So here's what's hard for me, guys. I started my career at Chick-fil-A. It was my first job ever.
I didn't say I hated Chick-fil-A.
No, I
You
understand.
did say you hated Chick-fil-A.
You did
I
say
said it wasn't that good. I said it wasn't that good.
And I take offense to that because I think that you're wrong. But also, but I do want to say something. Kyle had a 1 gallon jug of sweet tea at the ready, and that was really bizarre. That was really bizarre because he didn't know the question ahead of time.
That was impressive.
Look, Kyle, like me, is a guy that struggles with his weight. I know that. And Kyle, like me, is also a guy that is unhappy about some of Chick-fil-A's policies when it comes to their letting religion seep in.
Well, we know his dad is.
Right? Yeah, and so much so that he
can't have the receptions there, can they?
Yeah, no.
No, they can't. The John 3:16 on the bottom of the In-N-Out cup. So I'm disappointed in
He
Kyle.
got that wrong.
I'm disappointed in Kyle because
You don't even know what In-N-Out is, motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Stay on the East Coast.
I also sometimes go to Chick-fil-A
Coast to coast
against my better judgment.
Oh, I will. You think I want to go out there?
Pat, please mute the contestants and Pat,
sorry,
please
sorry.
mute the contestants and give your final judgment,
My
Pat.
final judgment is I have to give it to LickaDeez because I feel like Kyle's conflicted.
Oh, what a curveball!
Oh.
Oh,
Even after the Chick-fil-A.
man.
Holy shit.
Kyle's confused, literally.
Hold on. No.
Wow.
I'm very
Yeah.
confused because I came with I was the only person I think that came with facts of the estimated that are not.
Hey, be a gracious winner, Doctor.
Name one fact you spoke. You spoke nonsense the whole time.
I'm
Hold on,
muting,
let me
I'm
pull
muting
up
the
the
doctor. I'm muting
Let
the
me pull the
doctor.
receipts up. So we got
The doctor's like Conor McGregor and Victor.
72 is the 2015 death rate, and then we got 1920, which is 100 years ago, 54 years old.
Kyle,
population
Kyle,
the elephant in the room.
This man
for
coming
sure,
with
man.
feelings because he thinks
Right.
they're facts. I don't understand why he won because he's doing a whole plug the whole fucking time.
Wow.
It doesn't make sense.
Kyle, I think he was doing a shtick, and I think that
I
we're going to
agree,
invite you
Kyle,
back.
but-
I think we're going to invite you back definitely because it was a good debate. I thought that the Chick-fil-A bottle was gonna give you the win. It didn't. The doctor made me almost pass out with the soap. I was laughing so hard. So I mean, it was a tough one. I mean, I literally almost fainted mid-debate, but it was a good debate.
Let this be a lesson to you that facts don't always matter here.
Facts or feelings.
Facts
Yeah.
are feelings.
Fucking
That's a hard
dummy.
factor
You
trademark.
fucking
Yeah.
dummy. You want a piece of me?
All right, you mute the
Out
doctor.
here.
Mute the doctor. The doctor's being mean.
He's
Yeah.
going to
One
dummy
round.
again.
What a round.
The doctor's
Congrats to
doing
both the
some sort of,
contestants.
he's doing
But
like some sort of dance. It's a champion
Guys,
dance.
he just keeps
that's how we
celebrating.
that's how we debate though. Confused Kyle will be back. We'll do like a double elimination round. The doctor moves on to the
Moving
winners
on.
bracket.
Wow.
We're gonna have 2 new debaters next Tuesday. Coming up next is the Yak. Tomorrow in this time slot is the Kirk Minihane show. We will be back on Thursday at 11 a.m. Please go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify, and follow Hard Factor News, the podcast on both of those. Subscribe, follow, smash that shit, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then go have a fucking great day.